enjoying the view.
Keeping an eye on things. Feldcroft isn't what it used to be.
Sebastian.
No one has felt safe here since Ranrock's
Ama
loyalists
aslında niye
took a keen
gerekiyor?
interest in that
Anne
castle over
olmadı.
there. Brookwood Castle. My uncle Solomon is a former auror and refuses to look into it,
Serbaz.
even after Anne was cursed by one of them. Possibly with a wand, no less.
I heard a goblin refer to wizard kind as wand carriers. Are goblins forbidden from carrying wands?
Precisely. That's why I'm on the hunt for answers. If I'm to cure her, I need to understand what happened to her. Anne was always the most mischievous of the three of us. Which is saying something, knowingly and ominous.
Ya.
I'm hoping a surprise visit from me and a new friend from Hogwarts will help lift her spirits.
Şu an dur.
Bring back the Anne I used to know. Come on. I'll take you to my own.
Hadi gidin. Sebastian'ın amcası ne diyecek?
Aha! Sebastian, where did you... Is that what I think it is?
We've been over this, boy. Shrivelfigs cannot reverse a curse. Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
Tabii ki daha bizim eleman.
But we haven't tried everything.
Uzan arkadaşlarımızın en iyi.
Cure! When will you accept that?
Never. I can never accept it.
That was what you've done. I'm sorry, Eve.
Excuse me, Mr. Sallow.
Oh, yes, Sebastian's friend. I apologize on behalf of my nephew. He doesn't know when to stop. He thinks he can help Anne, but nothing can be done for her.
Bir deneseydik ya.
It could be that you've not yet discovered the cure.
İyimser olalım bakalım ne oldu.
You sound like Sebastian, thinking you know better than the healers at St. Mungo's.
Perhaps the healers don't know everything, sir. Sebastian is single-mindedly focused on finding a way to help his sister. If there is a cure, he will find it.
Your faith in Sebastian is misplaced. Some sort of dark magic cursed Anne, and the goblins aren't likely to explain themselves any time soon, giving her hope.
Zorla tuvaletiniz abicim.
The only thing to do
Yaptığınız
now
şey
is
değil,
keep Anne
toplayın
comfortable
goblinlere.
and stay out of the loyalist's way.
I understand what you're saying, sir.
Senle
Good.
uzatmayacağız belli ki.
I know what's best for Anne and
Şu anda
Sebastian.
yapalım.
They are my stubborn brother's children, especially Sebastian. If you really want to be of help, you'll make sure Sebastian does what he should do, not what he wants to do. He's no idea the harm he could do if he doesn't stop.
Oxmade'e bir uğradım.
Right, Anne. I didn't mean to intrude.
You didn't, truly. And I'm all right. The pain from this curse comes in bouts, and often suddenly. It's not anyone's fault. It's nice to meet you, by the way. You must be the new fifth year Sebastian told me about.
I am. Sebastian and I met during a rather lively duel in defense against the dark arts.
Dear Professor Hecat, she's a powerful witch. And she knows how to keep students like my brother, and me, in line. I do miss Hogwarts, but I wouldn't mind being in Feldcroft really if it wasn't so dreary now. Between the goblins at the castle and my uncle fighting with Sebastian whenever he's home. It's not the cosy retreat it once was.
Sebastian mentioned something about your uncle being an ex-auror, but refusing to go after Ranrock's loyalists. I must say, I wasn't prepared for him to be as angry as he was.
Uncle Solomon is frustrated by what happened to me, and by Sebastian for thinking he can fix it. They both mean well, I know they do, but my uncle is right. This curse cannot be undone.
Ya sen bana
I
bırak.
feel it.
Sen dur, sen bana
Sebastian
bırak.
cannot take away my pain. Perhaps you can help him to understand that.
I'm afraid it's really up to Sebastian, and his mind seems to be made up.
I can only hope he realizes the futility of his search for a cure soon. I'm getting tired. I should probably rest. Thank you for stopping by.
How are you doing, Sebastian?
You got a first-hand glance at what I'm dealing with. I apologize for my uncle.
Ne diyelim, maddini mi açtı diyelim.
I'll admit I wasn't expecting him to be so angry.
He's always angry. He's been angry since my parents died. After Anne was hurt, he only grew worse. It's as though he blames me somehow, always calling me my father's son, as if that's an insult. I'm the one trying to help her. He's simply given up.
Both Anne and your uncle seem genuinely convinced that nothing more can be done for her.
I refuse to believe that. Anne's pain is more than physical. It has changed her entirely. I miss my sister. And I'm going to get her back. Come with me. I need to show you where it happened.
You've made your last mistake.
Ya götten bacaklıya bak, sen gel bir buraya gel.
Those loyalists deserved what they got.
Couldn't agree more. This is where it happened. We smelt smoke in the middle of the night. When we looked outside, flames were shooting from the estate. Before my uncle and I could stop,
Ortağı çağır.
Anne rushed out, racing towards the fire,
Kızılar.
worried someone would be
Hadi
hurt.
bakalım biz de
She
kurtaralım.
came face to face with a horde of goblins, frantically trying to stamp out the flames. Suddenly, an icy voice drifted out from somewhere in the smoke. Children should be seen and not heard. A blinding blast followed. They didn't even give her a chance to run.
It sounds as if the loyalists attacked Anne without cause.
I wouldn't put it past them, but I'm convinced that they were trying to hide something. It may be grasping at Billywigs, but I keep thinking that there might be something here that could lead me to whoever cursed Anne. Might be the only way to learn what type of magic harmed her, which could help me find a cure.
Perhaps you're right. The lawyers seem to be spending a lot of time here, and it's likely they're hiding something.
And at Rookwood Castle. Shall we have a look around?
Sebastian, this house did belong to a Hogwarts professor, hundreds of years ago.
Aa, Weasley'nin babası
I
mıydı?
found a pensive that day in the restricted section with a memory that showed this house. There was a little girl and a drought. The keepers have shown me other memories as well. The girl
Weasley'nin de
became a Hogwarts
erkek
professor.
kardeşi mi ne ölmüştü?
Her name was Isadora.
Bizim eleman gibi kadim büyüğü görebiliyoruz.
She was one of the keepers.
The
Or-
keepers.
Şey
Like
gitti
in
alttan.
Quidditch.
Kardeşine
Had you
dilip
found a
falan
pensive in the
olaylar
library?
geçiyordu.
I'm not following.
Onun evi.
I realise it's a lot to take in.
Bizim
I'm not even
profesör
sure I
gelip
understand
bunlara
it all yet.
İhsan
And no,
bahsetmişti, İhsan.
Not like Quidditch. They call themselves keepers because they're protecting some type of knowledge. It has to do with the vault at Gringotts.
Let me see if I've got this straight. You have Ranrock and Rookwood after you because of something you found at Gringotts where you ended up via a portkey. And now you've been witnessing memories left by keepers. Oh, and this house belonged to a Hogwarts professor who was one of these non-Quidditch keepers hundreds of years ago. If I didn't know you, I think you were pulling my leg.
It is all a bit much, isn't it, when you put it like that?
Hadi biz de...
The point is, we both have good reason to search this house. You for answers about what happened to Anne, and me for answers about the keepers.
Yine iki
I know
saat
it
boş
sounds
yapacağız.
strange, but
Honestly, nothing you say sounds strange to me anymore.
fair enough. I can see the Undercroft through this stone wall, as though it's a window. This has happened before.
I'm listening.
Evet de
I have a rare ability to see whispers of ancient magic.
I don't know what I was expecting you to say, but it wasn't that. I knew you weren't telling me everything.
Ben sana bunu mu anlatayım?
Ancient magic. What does that even mean?
I'm not entirely sure, but the keepers have said that it's a powerful magic that should only be wielded by a select few.
And you can wield it.
I don't know.
Bahsettiğim şey bu.
Figure
Baksana
I
yeni
think
bir şey öğrendi adam.
has somehow found a way to harness that magic's power.
Are you telling me that goblins may be wielding some sort of wizard magic?
That's what we're trying to find out. What I do know is that my ability allows me to travel through these windows I see.
Wait. We can get straight to the Undercroft from here. Ominous will be flawed.
We can. But perhaps best not to tell anyone else about this for now.
Ulan
Even
sözde
on
kimseye söylemedi.
Understood.
Bilmeyen kalmadı.
Well then, invisible secret ancient magic passageway? Here we come. Why would the door lead us here?
Sebastian, look.
Ya hiç mi merak etmiyorsunuz oğlum içeridekileri? Yanına kitap var, yanına eşya var. Bir bakın sağa sola. Al işte tablonun bir parçası mı eksik?
A rune symbol. I've seen similar symbols used by the keepers.
I've been thinking,
Şeydi ya.
a keeper lived in that house centuries ago, and Ranrock and his lot have been searching there.
Eşyalara
You said
işlenen
that goblins
taşlar
may be wielding some form of this ancient magic.
her biri özel bir güç veriyor.
Do you think Anne was cursed by ancient magic?
I can't be sure, of course, but I don't think so. I didn't see any traces of it around your sister.
Very well. But that doesn't mean it's not ancient magic. There's still so much we don't know about it.
Hakkının nesini öğrendin de hala bilmediğin çok şey var.
Perhaps this triptych will lead us to answers.
Aslında.
Then we'll have to unravel what this all means. But now I need to see Ominous. Don't worry,
Yalnız bir
I
anda
won't tell him anything.
kendimi şey gibi
Did I mention that, apparently, Salazar Slytherin have a secret scriptorium here in Hogwarts?
You did not. Sounds worth looking into. Any idea where in the castle?
No idea. Ominous just learned of it. I'll let you know what I find out. I had no idea our visit to Sian would unfold into all of this. My head's an utter mess. But I'm glad you told me everything you did.
Sen mi?
Can I help you?
I believe you can. I'm Sophonia, by the way, and I need help from someone who's at least a 5th year. Are you familiar with Herodiana Byrne? Don't answer that. Of course you're not. No one seems to know of her but me. She's only the single greatest Depulso master of all time. Even taught at Hogwarts, briefly.
How interesting. I'm amazed I've never heard of her.
Yani ne desem zaten.
Travesty is not all well known.
Seçme şansları da bana çok öyle bir şeyleri değiştiriyormuş gibi gelmiyor zaten de.
There are many.
Hani şey.
Whilst reading about her, I learned that she built a secret Depulso training room here at Hogwarts. But in typical clever Herodiana fashion, one cannot access it unless one knows Depulso, which of course, 3rd years aren't taught.
And you're a 3rd year, so
Quick one, aren't you? According to what I've read, her signature outfit may still be there. I would love to see it. Would you get Herodiana's signature outfit and show it to me?
if you tell me where to go, I'll see what I can do about it.
Simply go to the Hall of Herodiana. It's at the base of the Defense Against the Dark Arts Tower. There, you'll find a series of Depulso puzzles concealing pieces of Herodiana's ensemble.
Very well. I shall let you know if I find anything.
Başlayalım. Ya sen tarotçular değil misin?
The dragon.
Aa evet.
That's exciting, I suppose. Perhaps you're due for an adventure.
Bakayım. 5 vakte kadar sana bir tane yol gözüküyor.
Ladies, Professor Shah, astronomy is not divination. You won't find the mysteries of the cosmos charted out on your palms or at the bottom of your teacup.
Geldi çılgın ablam.
Alas, the heavens remain hazy to the starry-eyed.
Aldın
Now, if
abla.
you want to devote yourselves to persistent and painstaking observation, you just might catch a glimpse. With that in mind, please take your telescopes. Tonight we will be on the observation deck.
Yalnız günümüzde bu falcılık işleri daha az masraflı. Bak abla sen çok uğraşıyorsun, haberin olsun.
Still don't have your own? You can't be the new student forever, you know. You can share with Mr. Takar.
Sattar abi sen niye bu kadar heyecanlısın?
I can adjust that. But no, bring it into focus on your own.
Hadi vafa şimdi burada şey yazacağız. Oldu işte, ne oldu şu an? Ya şu an var ya o kadar bulaş bir iş.
Now, I expect all of you to put in your stargazing hours outside of class. Is that clear?
But, Professor, it's freezing out.
Mere cold didn't stop the great stargazers of the past. Look only to the astronomy tables there ready throughout the Highlands from which they gazed millennia ago on the very same stars above us. Is that clear?
Nah.
Dismissed.
Menopaz abla üşümüyor ki. Benim götümüz dondu, kim var onda?
Hello. Good to see you again. We Ravenclaws must stick together. Oh,
Hello, Army. Nice to see you.
Did I hear Professor Shah say that you don't have your own telescope? I have a spare one you could borrow for the rest of term.
I can't do that, Army. You might need it.
No, really, you can. And I won't. It's my old one. I finally got my hands on a new Celestia contemporary. You've heard of it, I assume? I mean, of course you have. It's only the pinnacle of all personal stargazing implements. But my old model's not too shabby either. Goblin cut glass, first-rate optical enchantments. Hate to think such a fine instrument is just collecting dust.
Well, thank you, Amit.
Think nothing of it. Anyway, the telescope's in the storage room right underneath us. You can't miss it. I have some, reading to finish on the lower deck. Come find me there afterwards, and bring the telescope. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Professor Shah, interested in learning more about astronomy?
It is increasingly rare to find a student who seeks after things celestial of their own accord. But if you truly desire to chart the courses of the cosmos, you must rid your mind of the terrestrial babble of others. We ourselves are not unlike blank star charts, you know. Empty canvases waiting to be inscribed with all that the universe has to offer. Do you understand?
Thank you, Professor. I look forward to stargazing.
I am glad to hear it. Should be a stellar night for it.
I have the telescope. It's nicer than I'd expected.
I would not offer a prospective stargazer a third-rate lunoscope. But there is something else.
Yes, what is it?
You remember those astronomy tables Shaw was going on about? It just so happens I've been reading up on them a little myself. And it seems there may be one right here at Hogwarts. I believe we could use it to find hidden constellations.
And you need someone to help find it.
I do. Are you in? No one from the Gobstones Club will go with me. Said they'd rather get spit at by a stone than... Well, they are cowards. Let us get moving while the stars are still out. I'll show you how to use that telescope once we get there. I promise.
No need to convince me. Let's get going.
Brilliant. Shall we?
Ahmet nereye getirdin bizi Ahmet?
And about Amit, could I ask you something?
Oh, certainly.
Where precisely is the table we're looking for?
According to an old astronomer's chronicle I found in the library, it may be somewhere along the castle wall.
Actually, that's all I wanted to know.
Oh, very well then. Revelio.
Amit, could I ask you something?
Oh, certain...
Ya, şu sohbetten çıkmak istiyorum artık. Tamam boş.
Actually,
Oh,
Şöyle iyice bir zoom yapalım. Nice. Bu.
I was right about the tables. They really are gateways to the far stars, just as the book said. And your contribution was invaluable. Rest assured, you shall be credited in my memoirs one day.
thank you, Amit. I look forward to reading them.
And I look forward to writing them.
Ay, cidden böyle bir
This is only the
görev ne
beginning.
bileyim yoruyor.
You will find more tables like this one throughout the grounds and forest, all beckoning to be discovered by a worthy astronomer. And if I have ever seen one...
Kesinlikle her gün gelip bakacağım.
Oh,
Lütfen
and
beni
about
lütfen.
my old telescope. Don't bother returning it.
Evet haklısın Ahmet.
That's
Haklısın.
quite generous. Thank you.
You're welcome. It has goblin-cut glass and a gobbledygook inscription. I'm practically fluent in gobbledygook, you know. It's all in the throat, really, gobbledygook, you know, and how you pronounce your R's. I am... Anyway, glad our adventure was a success. I will see you soon.
What were you and Ormond speaking about?
He's being ridiculous. Apparently Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here in Hogwarts. Honor swears it was used for the dark arts, so he wants nothing to do with it. I reminded him that Anne needs a cure. This scriptorium could hold the answers we need.
The dark
Bu arada
arts do pique my
karanlık
interest.
büyüler çok
There's
daha
more to
keyifli.
dark magic than people realize. The Gaunts know this better than most. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn. Ominous' family history is personal to him.
Lumos, Leviosa.
I'd like to know more about it if you wouldn't mind telling me. I won't repeat it.
Very well. But do keep this between us. Ominous learned dark magic from his parents. Are you familiar with the Cruciatus curse?
Crucio, correct? The Cruciatus curse, also known as the torture curse, inflicts excruciating pain on the victim.
Apparently, his parents and older siblings had no qualms about casting it on muggles for sport. Ominous described the sound of the victim's cries as horrific, so the first time he was asked to cast it himself as a child, he couldn't bring himself to do it. As punishment, his family cast it on him. The anguish was so bad that when asked to cast it again, he relented. I have repeatedly assured Ominous that he did what he had to, but he still hasn't forgiven himself.
How horrible.
Çok konuşuyorsunuz
Poor
oğlum.
Ominous. He was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself.
After that incident, the rift between Ominous and his family only grew. That is until I came along. Every moment he isn't at Hogwarts, he's with us in Feldcroft. Ominous trusts me, and more often than not, he winds up listening to me. I'll remind him of that when I follow up about the scriptorium. Watch for my owl. I'll have news
arada-
soon enough.
Konuşmaları... Al işte. Ya oğlum işte okulun en boş sınıfı burası baksana. Al işte. Entel Berkecan da burada. Yalnız bu Menafolu ablanın ablası herhalde. Ne yaptık şu an, ne geçti elimize? Hiçbir şey demek istemiyorum ama. Neyse.
What do we have?
I hope those assignments
I've completed all of my tasks, Professor Onai.
very well done. Although I must admit, I did have something of a premonition that you would follow through. Now, as you have no doubt sharpened your perception by completing my assignment, I am curious, based upon the knowledge that one's present and even one's past may reveal traces of what is to come. What do you see in your own future?
I see good things.
Kötü şeyler görüyorum.
After all, the future's mine for the
Görüyorum.
taking,
Vahşet görüyorum.
and I shall take what I must.
The future is not etched in stone. It can be carved out by those with very strong wills, and you do seem to possess one. But this talk of tomorrow should not divert us from your present success. I shall inform our good deputy headmistress of your exemplary performance. And if that performance is any omen of what your future may hold, then I, for one, see great things.
Benim
Professor,
efendimizi.
do you have a moment?
I do.
Cidden
I'm
hiç
sorry.
sohbet
It
edemezsen.
seems now isn't the best time after all.
I sensed as much.
Şöyle abicim.
Hello? Is something the matter?
Most decidedly, yes. My precious mooncalf biscuit was abducted by poachers up north. Oh, the vicious brutes. I tried to fight back, but I was no match for them.
I'm sorry about your moon calf, Mr.
Garnuff. Just Garnuff. I'm only one goblin. Not a particularly brave one at that. I have no chance against a pack of bloodthirsty poachers. Oh, my poor biscuit. I can only hope she's able to escape.
Tabii ki de yardım edeceğiz sana. Canım amcacığım gel.
I'll keep an eye out for your mooncalf, Garneth.
How kind. If only all of Wizardkind was as gracious to goblins. If you do see her and can bring her safely home to me, I promise to reward you for your efforts.
Garneth, I've rescued Biscuit.
You have? Oh, is she hurt? Was she frightened? Are you all right?
Ya korkma dayıcım, korkma amcacığım.
Biscuit is fine, as am I. I was able to rescue her without much incident.
Oh, mercy. Where poachers are concerned, I tend to expect the worst. I cannot wait to get her home. I so miss seeing her dance in the evenings. Such joy.
Amca sen onu sadece seviyorsun değil mi? Yani
You can
paramızı
have her
alalım.
back for the right price.
Of course, I would pay any amount for the safety of my dear Biscuit. Oh, my sweet little Biscuit, my wise, noble mooncalf. And here is your reward, of course. Well deserved.
Hadi bakalım ver bize.
As I
bir
said
300
before, you have restored my faith in Wizardkind.
So interesting.
bakalım.
I've
vejetaryen
completed
abi,
my
gel.
assignments, Professor.
Pleased to hear it. Professor Weasley will be too. I'll be sure to let her know how well you're coming along.
Thank you, Professor.
Professor Hecat tells me she taught you Levioso, so you should be ready for a more advanced levitation charm. Wingardium Leviosa requires a bit of concentration and a nice, graceful wand movement. Let's see you try your hand at it.
Professor Garlick, a moment of your time?
The plants are resting, so now's as good a time as any.
Kaldırıyoruz. F ve Q tuşlarını kullanıp. Tamam. Olur.
Apologies, Professor. Perhaps later.
Not to worry. I'll be here if you'd like to talk.
I am glad that you received my owl. We need to stay low and remain quiet.
Natty, what's going on? Why are we all the way out here?
As promised, I did some investigating to find out what Harlow is up to. I followed him to the Hog's Head. I noticed him reading a letter. All I could see was that it was signed by and bore the seal of Victor Rookwood. And one other thing. Harlow mentioned you to his colleagues. They did not mistake you for someone else, did they?
No, they didn't. Rookwood and Harlow are after me.
Why did you lie to me? And what do they want with a Hogwarts student?
Professor Fig told me to keep things quiet, but I know I can trust you, Natty. Rookwood and Harlow want something Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Grimgotts?
Just before I came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
Is that the magic you used fighting the trolls in Hogsmeade?
I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know it's a lot to take in.
It is. And I will have more questions. For now, it's safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us, to all of us. And we can help to take them down for good. That letter is the tangible proof that Officer Singer needs. It is why I followed Harlow here and why I wrote to you. I need your help to retrieve it.
Hadi gidelim ya, başlayalım sen.
I'll help you find the letter, Natty.
I'm glad to hear it. First, we must access the castle keep. I'll check the main gate, see if you can find another way in. I do not see any guards, but we should still try to be as quiet as possible. Harlow is here, after all. We'll need to be careful once we get...
I hear them.
Yeah, restrain the beast!
Highwing.
Do you know that hippogriff?
Get this thing back to now.
Very well. New plan. I get the evidence and you free that hippogriff. Agreed? This is our chance. Go!
Blast it! There's got to be another way to get up to the roof. Somewhere. Highwing, it's all right. There we go.
There you are.
Come on.
Hello, Homora.
Hurry!
Sonunda kardeşim şekil.
How exciting.
It was exhilarating, wasn't it? I wasn't sure we were going to make it out alive.
There was no need to worry. I had it all under control.
Were you able to find the letter?
Summoned it straight out of Hallow's hands. I will say, I did not expect to see him cast the killing curse at us. He won't forget this. Be on your guard.
Of course. What did the letter say?
That Rookwood's looking for a phoenix. Not sure where he will find one. But it also included Hallow's orders to inspect that castle for the poachers. Enough to connect Hallow to the crimes. I shall deliver the letter to Officer Singer. She'll have to do something when she sees it. Now, tell me, where did you meet these hippogriffs?
I've only met Highwing before. Poppy introduced us.
Poppy Sweeting knows a hippogriff. Of course she does. Poppy will be relieved to know that Highwing's safe. I came to the right person for help. My mother will be worried. I must go. Seek me out soon. I shall have much to tell you.
I received your owl. I was able to speak with Lodgok, the goblin I mentioned before.
What did you learn?
He and Ranrock were close once, but they had a falling out.
You believe he can be trusted?
Ya güvenelim, en fazla ne yapar? İhanet eder, öldürür. Sıkıntı yok.
I believe he's trustworthy, yes. He seemed sincere, and Serona Ryan trusts him.
Very well. Supposing he can be trusted, will he help us get to Ranrock?
I retrieved a stolen helm he hopes to return to Ranrock in order to regain his confidence.
You have been busy. Let's hope your efforts result in our learning something about Ranrock's plans.
Lodgok did mention that Ranrock is searching for something, but he couldn't say what. Perhaps that helm will yield some answers.
Ranrock is searching for something. I feared as much. I've heard an unusual amount of activity, goblins and wizards, I surmise, when visiting my portrait at my castle.
Rookwood Castle?
My former residence, yes. That castle is also the location of your next trial.
I'm sorry to tell you that Victor Rookwood, evidently your descendant, is a dark wizard in league with Ranrock.
My descendant? A dark wizard? I'm afraid we've no time to waste. Despite the obstacles that clearly await you, you must get to Rookwood Castle immediately. Not only is it the location of the next trial, it is home to a source of power that would be devastating in the wrong hands. I do wish we had the luxury of time. However, I do not doubt your abilities. Find my portrait there as soon as you can.
Very well, sir. I'm on my way.
Best of luck.
Bizim elemanda da hiç korkuyor.
No time to waste. I'll meet you at Rookwood Castle.
What's going on here?
Professor Rookwood was right. The place is crawling with Victor Rookwood's lot and Ranrock's loyalists. They're working together, all right, but it is not a friendly alliance. I'm sure you'll agree that we need to find a way in other than the front gate. Let's go.
If I'd known your plan was to dig up half the country...
I wouldn't have to dig if you could simply manage to bring me the child.
We wouldn't need the child if you hadn't sent a dragon to retrieve the container I spent months and countless ministry favors tracking.
You let them board the carriage. My options were limited once I knew it would be inconveniently beyond my reach at that infernal school.
Have you not acquired enough power here? I allowed you to tunnel under my family home.
Allowed me? You are here only because you are descended from a keeper and may at some point inadvertently become valuable. We had an agreement. I will share with you the power that I discovered if you locate the stores of magic that are yet to be found. So, unless you want another demonstration of my power, a power that you one day hope to wield, bring me the child.
We already knew they were after you, but now we know they're digging for stores of magic.
And Ranrock knows about the Keepers.
Yes, I caught that too. Professor Rookwood said that you'd understand more once you complete the next trial.
Let's get into that castle. Professor Rookwood, the goblins and dark wizards who've overrun your castle are digging for stores of magic and have broken open some sort of container.
No! Things are more dire than I could have imagined. If, as you told Percival, a goblin in his vault was wielding a powerful magic, then they have somehow learned. It cannot be!
And sir, they know you were a keeper. Ranrock used the term.
This makes no sense. How did... We shall discuss this later. Right now, you must complete the next trial.
Just tell me where I need to go.
The power you stand to wield must first be fully understood. The trials will ensure that. Power without knowledge is dangerous indeed. In the wrong hands, we will simply have to outwit Ranrock and my unfortunate namesake.
Very well, Professor. Tell me where I need to go.
I shall reveal the path. Professor Fig must leave you now.
I am curious to hear of Isidore's travels.
Do come in. Please, have a seat.
Isadora, we are all most intrigued to hear.
We're ready.
Ne oldu şimdi? Bakalım.
To show you.
Yalnız eskiye dönüşler çok keyifli oluyor.
Father, these are my colleagues from Hogwarts.
Baba bizi gördüğüne bayağı mutlu.
On my travels, I confirmed that which I've always believed. That we have the power to take away pain.
Bu abla kesin yasak büyü çalışıyor bak. Demedi demeyin.
Isadora.
Bu şeye benzemiyor. One Piece'teki Kuma'nın acıları sökmesi. Sonra Zoro'ya yüklemesi epik sahne.
This is uncharted magic, Isadora. You can only see what has been sealed in the jar, and we do not know what power that may hold. But the traces of that magic are different from what I've seen before.
Thank you.
İlginç.
It is good to see you again.
Professor Rookwood told me about what happened at Rookwood Castle.
In light of the dire circumstances in which we find ourselves, it is most fortunate that someone so competent is following this path.
Thank you, Professor. I shall keep the second artifact safe as you've advised.
Good. Are you ready to move on?
Hazırız.
I'm ready for
Daima
whatever comes
hazır.
next.
In that case, introductions are in order.
Allow me to introduce former Hogwarts headmistress, Neve Fitzgerald.
How do you do? I must say that I was not entirely surprised to learn that a student had been completing the trials. I've always believed Hogwarts students capable of anything they set their minds to.
Thank you, Professor. It's a
Yüzük
pleasure to
Adalet
meet you as
çok
well.
soğuk
I
ya.
am certain that you are more than capable of completing my trial.
En azından bu
However,
sinematik
I
sahneleri
must
biraz daha
first,
güzel
how shall I
yapabilirlerdi.
say, prepare the location of your next trial.
We trust your judgment, Professor Fitzgerald. You should know better than anyone how to manage the inconvenience of, well...
A vainglorious and exasperating headmaster? Indeed I should. I shall confirm that everything is in order immediately.
Of course. Professor Fitzgerald
Ne
needs some time to clear the way forward. Until then, you should continue to hone
Aa,
your
lanet
magic.
olsun.
If you
Yine
learn
yan
more
görevler,
about
yine bir sürü
Ranrock
git,
and
iki
Victor Rookwood's
sihir öğren
activities
gel.
in the meantime,
Gerçekten bu artık çok
please
sıkıcı
let us
olmaya
know.
başladı. Şu an
Very
oyunda
well,
7.
Professor.
saatim. Ve sürekli olarak gidip bir şeyler öğrenip gelmem gerekiyor.
I know. Continue to hone my
Bak,
magic.
yemin ediyorum o da
Move
sıkıldı.
quickly. Hopefully you will soon hear from Lodgok as well, and we shall learn
Benim
how he
karakter
fared
aynı
with the
fikirdeyim.
helmet you retrieved. Well done today, as always. We shall speak again soon.
Konuşuruz. Çok yorulacağım yine. Tabii siz oraları görmeyeceksiniz. 2 saat yan görev git gel. Yok şu otu topla, yok şurada bir şeyler düştü, onları alır mısın?
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hog's Head, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight?
Nereye
Does this have
gelsin?
anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard
Tabii
the
canım.
poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also
İsmi
overheard one of them
söylenmiyor.
bragging about all the gold
Kesin
they're
Voldemort.
making at the
Şaka
expense of
şaka.
innocent creatures,
Öncesini anlatıyor
undoubtedly.
zaten oyun.
The poacher spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I
Hiç
ever meet
senin
your gran, I
büyük
shall not
annenle
speak a word
uğraşamam
of this.
valla.
I normally tell
Bir
her
de laf mı
everything.
taşıyacağım oğlum?
She might be my
Koskocaman
best
kadın
friend after
büyücüyüm.
Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
Dönmüştüm ya, sıkıntı yok.
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience
Hiç
with the
sıkıntı yok.
poachers
Sen bana
and
sal.
those they work with.
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here.
Baba.
What in Merlin's name?
Oo, bu bir geç. Oo, işte bu çok güzel. Burası mükemmel. Bu Ejderhanın sayısındaki dişsiz değil mi ya bu?
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Hauntel Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons.
Hadi bakalım. Ulan bak. Ejderhaya binersem çok keyifli olur. Arp oynarken en sevdiğim şeylerden biriydi bu ejderhaya binme olayı. Oo, çok daha büyük bir tane. Bir yıldırım ejderi mi?
She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not when I chained up like that.
Let's even her odds, shall we?
Yavrum bizi de bölmeyeceğine malum.
Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. Can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Öyle pek ihtiyacım olduğunu sanmıyorum şu anda. Evet mükemmel bir şifre bulmaca. Harika, çok eğlenceli. Biraz daha düzgün yapamaz mıydınız ya? 7 saatten sonra artık bunlar şey... Merhaba, biz geldik. Senin öğlen yemekleri.
I suppose we'll find out.
Bay bay. Sen neye gülüyorsun? Ağzımıza sıçacak suratına bak, sırıtıyor hala, ağzının ortasına bir tane vuracağım şimdi.
This way.
Çok gıcık oldum ya, var ya orada sırıtmasına, ağzımıza sıçmış, alev atıyor ağzından, sırıtıyor.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins and definitely not the fighting ring.
Evet, ejderha yumurtası muhtemelen bizde kaldı.
And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Şimdi ne yapalım,
The
ne
dragon
diyor?
we freed flew off. Does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely.
Ya
It'll
bizim
be hard hiding
çıkartırız.
something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me.
The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin,
Günaydın.
I don't think the dragon we set
Mükemmelsin.
free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems
Tabii
I
ki
may have
merak
caused
ediyorsun.
you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Kesinlikle. Zaten yeterince kişi biliyor bu konuyu. Sözde gizleyecektik.
We all have our secrets. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation.
Sesi niye
He
böyle?
sent you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful.
İnanılmaz
yet again.
itici.
But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've
Hadi
not been
lütfen
as
artık
attentive
daha
as I'd
fazla
liked.
konuşmanı duymak istemiyorum. Sen ne istediğini söyle bana.
And see her. She may need some help
İşte bahsettiğim yan görevler bu ve bazılarını da zorunlu kılıyor. Seviye atlaman geçmen için yani şimdi gidip onu göreceğim. Ne kadar büyük bir şey. Hemen sana bir büyü öğretelim. Bu çok sıkıcı oluyor bir yerden sonra. Olur.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me and to Dorothy.
Tabii ki
Aidan was
canım.
bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it.
Excuse me. Did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met. I'm Dorothy Sprottle. I was just
Bu
worried
yan
about
görevi
Pierre
ve
Beaumont's brother Bardolph.
yapalım.
Only he's gone
Videoyu
missing.
burada bitireceğiz.
Rumor is he
Ondan
was seen in
sonraki
the
videoda
forest practicing
görüşeceğiz.
dark
Ama dur
magic.
daha bitmedi.
Saw him
Önce şu lanet
myself in
olsun yan
some
görev
ruins
bitsin.
with Rookwood's lot I did. I
Ya
fear he got
ve
himself into
sanırım
trouble
yan
with the
görevde bir yarım
Ashwinders,
saat sürecek.
especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
I can certainly look out for him.
Buraya kadar geldim yani boş dönecek değilim.
You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I
Hayır
don't.
istemiyorum.
I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself.
Etkileşimde olabilmeniz. İzlemek için o kadar çok şey var ki.
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I did.
Ben cidden çok kötü FPS drop yiyorum.
I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for our beloved hamlet or our livelihoods. Ruthless. My brother Bardolph dared to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's. Simply at my wits' end.
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Olur adam dövmeyi
Love to
severiz.
be rid of them. I wouldn't want you to risk injury or worse. Please be
Ne,
cautious.
ne güzel bir aksanı var.